Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's Danii. In today's video, I'm gonna show you how to knit a twisted headband in two different ways, with the garter stitch and with the seed stitch. Both extremely beautiful, quick and easy to make. I'm also gonna leave the link to my blog in the description box below. There you're gonna find all the sizes from newborn to adult, all the details, how to adjust the width, everything that you need to know. So check that out and follow the instructions along with this video. So now let's see what you need to make these headbands. I'm gonna be using my circular needles. These are 10 millimeters. You don't have to use circular if you don't have. If you have straight, that will work fine. You're gonna need scissors, tapestry needle, and for the yarn I'm gonna be using the wool by We Are Knitters. This is 100% merino wool. It's a category 6, even though I would say that it's slightly thicker than a number 6. So to begin, we're going to use the long tail cast on method to start casting on, and this is just personal preference. Use whatever method that you know to start casting on. This is just what I find easier for me. And you're gonna cast on 10 stitches. So do it slow, take your time and cast on 10. And again, if you're making a different size, just follow along with the pattern that is available for free on my blog, so you can make any sizes. Now you're going to start with the knit stitch, and the garter stitch is basically just the knit stitch. So that's all you need to know for this pattern. So knit the first one, knit the second one, and so on. Continue knitting all the way down until you're done with your 10 stitches. And for the second row and so on, the same. Move your strand to the front and do the knit stitch. And again, if you knit differently, that's also fine. Just make sure your stitches are not twisted and you are fine. And now you're gonna continue knitting until your rectangle measures 18 inches. This is for adult size. Follow the amount of inches that you need for the other sizes, but in this case I'm doing an adult headband, so that is 18 inches. And once you have your 18 inches, now we're gonna start casting off. And to do that, you're going to knit the first stitch, knit the second, and then grab the first one and you're gonna slip it over and off the needle. One more time, knit, grab your stitch, pass it over and off the needle. And continue doing this one stitch at a time until you cast off all your stitches and you only have one left on your needle. And now you're gonna want to leave a little tail so you can sew the two ends together. So cut your yarn, and now I like to do a little knot in here, so I'll just grab the yarn, pass it through the middle and pull just like that, so I make sure my stitches are not going anywhere. And now grab your tapestry needle, and we're gonna do that very nice twist, which is super easy. And all you need to do is grab the two ends and do this twist right here, just like this. It doesn't matter if you put it on the top or the bottom, like if you put it this way or that way, it doesn't matter. Just do it like this. And now make sure that all the sides are aligned, because you're gonna sew them together and you don't want them to be a hole in the middle or something like that. And now grab your tapestry needle and start sewing. And another tip that it's super important is that if you are using 100% merino wool or whatever kind of yarn that is a single ply, make sure to not pull super tight, because your yarn could potentially split, and then that's not good. So make sure to not pull super tight. And if you feel more comfortable using other kind of yarn to sew the ends together, you could also do that, but in here I'm just being gentle and sewing the ends together. And I'm gonna use my little tail right here to make a simple knot, and then I'm gonna weave in the ends, and that's it. Once you're done, you can just cut your yarn and just leave it there. Little snip in here and there, and now turn your headband, and voila, this is how easy and simple it is to make the headband number 1. Now we're gonna start making the seed stitch headband. For this one, you are going to need 11 stitches on your needles. So cast on 11 if you are making the adult headband, and follow the instructions on my free pattern for the other sizes. So the same thing as the previous headband, cast on, and now 11. So for this one, we're going to knit the first stitch and purl the second, and that it's all you need to know for this headband. Knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. So I knit 1, purl 1, and now knit again, and continue the sequence. You're going to end with a knit stitch because it's an odd number of stitches, and I do this so I start the next row with a knit stitch always, and that is an easy way for me not to get confused and having to remember if I need to start with a knit or a purl stitch. That is how we make the seed stitch. So now for the next row, you start with a knit stitch again, and then purl. Then knit, purl, knit, purl, knit. And in here you can see that I'm doing the purl stitch from the back, and this is just how I know how to purl. Please don't get stressed if you notice that I purl differently or that I do the stitch in a different way. This is just how I was taught. You can do the purl stitch however you know how to do it. As long as you don't end up with a twisted stitch, then you're doing a good job. So don't worry, okay? So continue. Knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1. And then start your next row again with the same sequence. Knit, purl, knit, purl, knit. And I'm gonna continue until I reach 18 inches for the adult headband without stretching. And now I'm going to cast off the stitches of my needles. And in this case, I'm going to knit 1, purl 1, and then grab the first stitch, pass it over and off the needles. The first one can be a little bit tricky, but just be patient, and there we go. So now knit and slip it off the needle, purl, and the same. So continue doing this until you have again only one stitch left. And once you do that, we're gonna do the same process, sew the two ends together, and that's it. That's how you make these beautiful headbands. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Comment below if you have any questions. Share this video, and don't forget that I'm gonna leave the written patterns with all the instructions, sizes, measurements, and all you need to know on my blog. The link is in the description box below. So don't forget to check that out, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Bye!